In this video, I'll demonstrate using the mutually exclusive checkbox extender that ships as part of the Microsoft AJAX Control Toolkit. Checkboxes are generally used in your user interface to allow the user to select some input value that's Boolean in nature. So, for example, if the checkbox is on, you can send me email. If the checkbox is off, you can't send me email. But sometimes there are Boolean conditions that aren't quite so apparent. So when the Boolean value is not a yes or no or true or false, but an either or. Either send me weekly updates or send me monthly updates. That's not strictly speaking a true or false value. It's a one or the other. So the mutually exclusive checkbox extender is a great way to provide that sort of user input to your user. So let's start as always by creating a Microsoft AJAX enabled website. And the first thing I'm going to do is grab an instance of my standard style sheet that I use in these demos and create a reference to it in my page. So hop over into design mode, and I'm just going to start out by center justifying, and I'm going to insert a table. Okay, now so let's I'm just going to use an arbitrary example here of age for so we're going to set up a mutually exclusive checkboxes. One says the person is over 35 years of age, and the other says the person is not over 35 years of age. So let's say let's size ourselves a little bit here to okay. Now I'll go grab a checkbox for each of these buckets, and now let's hop down into our code where we can start to configure the checkbox extenders. Notice I just took out an extra row in the table that we're not going to need there. While I'm in here, I'm going to spell years correctly. It's my dyslexia rearing its head again. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is, before we configure the checkboxes themselves, I'm going to add the extenders that we're going to be working with. So if I go down into my AJAX Control Toolkit and find the selection, Mutually Exclusive Text Box, it just tells me that there's already a reference to the extender in our to the AJAX Control Toolkit, I'm sorry, in our bin directory. Let's grab another one of these. Now we can hop back into source mode and start to do the configuration. I'm going to change these change the names here. So let's change the names of these extenders to be something a little bit more space conservative. So we'll call it is over 35 extender and is not over 35 extender. And there we've cleaned up our single screen display a little bit there. All right, now down to our checkboxes. Let's change our ID is over 35, and I'm going to add a text section. And down here. The checkbox is not over 35, and we'll also add another text section. Now we just need to wire up the extender. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the XML formatting to be a little bit more conducive to our needs. So, first thing I need to do is specify what the target control ID is going to be. And in our case, the target control ID is going to be is over 35. Right, so this is the checkbox that we want to extend. The other thing that's important is we need to add a key value, and the key value is necessary so that we can define two checkboxes that both use the same key so that the extenders can tell which other object this one should be mutually exclusive from. So we do the same thing here in our second extender. So target control ID, which is not over 35, and then our key value, which will be the same as the previous key value that we used in the other checkbox. Just fix up our formatting here. So now let's go ahead and run our application as it stands. So here are our two selections. I choose one. Now if I choose the other one, notice that I can't select both at the same time. They're mutually exclusive. Now, I'm only using two values in this case, but let's also note that if I want to, I can use more than two. Right? So while checkboxes generally have represent a Boolean selection, mutually exclusive checkboxes can be used to select multiple or to select between multiple values. So for example, is over 35, let's change this to be let's see, is over 25, over 25, over 25. So I'm over 25 years of age. I'm over, let's make this over 35. And over 45. And let's change the key to be something that's more appropriate. So instead of saying over 45, we'll just call the key, we'll make the key age choice. And let me just so now instead of having two checkboxes that are part of the mutually exclusive collection, I've actually got three choices that are part of the mutually exclusive collection. So it's are you over 25? Are you over 35? Are you over 45? And now let's just change the table headers and we'll be good to run. I'm over 25 years of age. I'm over 35 years of age. I'm over 45 years of age. Unfortunately, my category. Now I'll go ahead and run. And notice now that more than just Boolean selection, we can choose only one of the 3 checkboxes that are available. So this is a great way to use the checkbox control but extend it to provide more meaningful user input choices for your user, thereby streamlining how you design your user interface in terms of having the appropriate values be self-evident and reducing the amount of erroneous input that gets sent back to the server. And that's it. It's that easy to add some slicker user input functionality to your ASP.NET user interface using the mutually exclusive text box extender that ships as part of the Microsoft AJAX Control Toolkit.